Yo, hello everybody, welcome back to Switch here with another Marvel Snap video, and in today's video just going to talk a little bit about the discard and destroy. It's not really much to talk to, just simply because it's Series 1 deck, so basically just for the beginners, which means, excuse me, it's not going to be consistent, just let's be honest. But definitely you can learn how to play the deck, and this deck is going to be a great deck, and it's going to be consistent as soon as you're going to reach out to the Series 3. So on the Series 2, I will do the other deck variation of this deck. And on the Series 3, we're trying to do the net deck, which is going to be discard, destroy, current meta deck. But in this video, we're just going to talk through the cards, and basically I will just show you the highlight of what you can achieve playing with this deck. So with no further ado, you have the Nova, which is the card which, when it's going to be destroyed, is going to give you the +1 power to every card on the board. So you're trying to play this with, well, the Carnage, because the Carnage is destroying the cards. So then you can trigger the Nova to basically give you the all over the cards +1. It's a good thing, but it's not really like a finisher move or anything like that. It's just basically because we can do it, so we just have that in our arsenal. And the Carnage itself, it's the only good card if we can actually manage the other cards, destroy your other cards here, and then you will have +2 power for each destroyed card. So in other words, in the Series 1 deck, it's not super powerful. Despite the fact I think the Angel is from the Series 2, but I don't remember, but everything else is supposed to be from the Series 1. Angel is the card. It's going to arrive on the position when you actually destroy something. So let's say you're just going to say the Carnage, you're just going to play the Carnage, and the Carnage is going to destroy the Nova, and then the Angel is going to pop out from the deck itself to tiny up the deck to be able to consistently draw something. But then if you have this on the hand, you're just playing this to basically feed the Carnage. Blade, with the current update, it's great because normally it was discard a card from your hand, and right now it's discard the rightmost card from your hand. So you're trying to play every card around to be able to position the Apocalypse on the right side, and then when you discard the Apocalypse will get +4 power. In other words, you're trying to discard this at least twice to have the 16 power instead of 12, because in other words, you can just simply play the Hulk, right, instead of the Apocalypse, because the Hulk is always 12 power. So yeah, just saying. But for the new players, beginner players, especially if you haven't played the card games before, it's really good deck to understand this card a bit, and just to understand how the discard and destroy decks work in general. You have the Wolverine, which is going to be like massive when you're hitting Series 3 cards. It's going to be like super powerful because we will have utilities to destroy or discard this several times. Right now, we are going only trying to discard this. If we have the Blade and the rightmost is going to be Wolverine, we're just trying to discard this, because when you discard this or destroy, you will have +2 power, and that's going to be on the random position. It's going to be moved. So ideally, you like to discard this, and after that, you like to destroy this to have +4 power, just to have 6 power for 0 energy cost to play this card. This is like really crucial to not trying to play this card from the hand. But sometimes, obviously, you're going to play this, but ideally, you don't want to spend any energy to play the Wolverine. So that's really crucial and important part of playing the Wolverine. Like this card, when you have on the hand, you just keep it for later on and try to utilize the energy for any other card in your hand. But if you don't have any cards on your hand, you might consider to play this card, obviously. Then you have the Wolfsbane in this scenario because it's Series 1 deck. So the Wolfsbane have the +2 power for each other card if you have here on the position. So usually you're trying to obviously stick that to the position where 3 cards already occur, and then you're playing this, and then you will have +7 of the power, so which is really great, really good. Lady Sif is really great card. It's good power for the stats, I might say, but the most important thing of this card is discard the highest cost card from your hand, which means that usually you want to play this when you have the Apocalypse in your hand, because yes, you're right, this is like the highest energy, highest most card in your hand. So it's going to be discarded, which means it's going to be buff +4 power. So ideally, you'd like to discard this at least twice to have 16 power for 6 energy to be sure to lock down the position. So the second position you want to win in the game. So we have the deadlock here with I feature with Dakan lock. I call that deck because the Dakan and deadlock is amazing, especially with the Moon Girl. But that's not the deck I'm going to feature right now. This is the deck just with, well, Series 1 cards. And the deadlock is actually Series 1. Sorry about that, because I'm actually a new player. I'm a new Marvel player, as you noticed probably. So that's why I'm trying to record everything basically from Series 1 first. And then obviously cracking on with the Series 2. And jumping into Series 3, which is going to be like probably 6 months or whatever. It's going to be maybe a year grind to get Series 4 and Series 5. But with that being said, I still don't remember, just right now on the Series 1 collection and the deadlock. Yep, it's a Series 1. So, deadlock is amazing card, especially for the Dakan look, right? But this is not the Dakan look. His position in this deck is going to be good to obviously destroy the Wolverine, to destroy the Nova, but nothing more than that, nothing more to it. That's why you don't really have like the best experience playing this deck, just simply because on the Series 1 you don't have those cards which you really wanted. And I will just show you in a minute, if you haven't seen the deadlock, how you can actually transform this deck just by getting one card, I believe so. We're just gonna jump into deadlock in a minute, which I feature already on the YouTube channel. So if you're watching this video right now, you can actually watch the deadlock itself as well. But nevertheless, this is a really good card, obviously, to destroy the Nova and destroy the Wolverine, which is going to be moved and hopefully was discarded already, which is going to be 6 power instead of 2. So deadlock obviously is going to be featured in lots of destroy and discard decks. So keep just eye on this card because it's really great. And if you don't have anything on the destroy and you have the empty position, regardless, you just want to play it for free energy because it's still 5 power of the card. So it's still good card, not amazing, but still good. Hulkbuster in this deck because we don't really have anything on the Series 1 to just carry on with this deck. So I just figure this card is amazing because of the 3 energy and 5 power cost. It's just great card. Obviously, the main idea is to play on the position where you already have 3 cards to basically have a possibility to play another card on the next turn if you really wish to. Nothing more than that in this deck. Obviously, if you have the Wolverine just on one position, then you want to play the Hulkbuster and then you want to play the Deadlock because the Wolverine actually will merge with the Hulkbuster, will get those stats and still remain as the Wolverine itself, which means if you're going to destroy this card, it's going to get another +2 energy and it's going to be moved. So there are some tricks you can actually play in this deck, but there's, like I said, nothing really more to it. Swordmaster. It's really great card, don't get me wrong, 3 energy, 6 stats, but discard a card from your hand if you're really going to have lots of cards on your hand, and especially the blade. You don't really want to discard the blade through the Swordmaster because then you are not going to discard the Apocalypse. So you have to play around the cards. The best possible choice is to have a blade, have a Swordmaster, and have the Apocalypse. So on the turn 4, you're playing the blade, you're playing the Swordmaster, and if you don't have any other cards, you're just going to discard Apocalypse twice, which you will see on the highlight, and it's going to be one and only highlight because I just decided to do just one proper game for the video because I don't really know what highlights I'm supposed to put. It's supposed to be short or whatever. I'm putting like 5, 10 or even 12 wins on the fast forward, but I reckon nobody going to watch this anyway. So my idea right now is just to put one proper highlight from the game to just show you how the deck's supposed to work it. And obviously, let's be honest, this is not going to be like consistent deck. This is like Series 1 deck, and it's much more to it to discard and destroy. and you will get a great fun for playing this deck, but you're not going to achieve some greater results with this deck. So definitely something worth it to upgrade later on when you achieve the Series 2 cards, but nothing really to trying to grind off the rank. Just don't try to grind rank with this deck unless you're really happy and excited about the gameplay. Then just fuck it, just play it, because that's the most important play to that's the most important thing when you're playing any game. If you're excited, that's like right now, like nobody give a fuck about my videos, but I don't really care because I'm so excited. I'm just going to carry on with this game for fucking infinity. So just stay tuned for obviously the net decks videos and some future in the point, or at some point in the future, I suppose to say. So Moon Girl, the last card I didn't mention, the Moon Girl, it's actually really good because you can copy all cards you have on the hand, and then you are going to be able to play twice Nova and twice the Wolverine. And basically everything what you copy you can play twice. But yeah, that's the main idea, to copy the Wolverine and Nova. If you're actually starting with the Moon Girl, or let's say until turn 4, you actually going to draw the Moon Girl. So you don't really necessarily need to play the Nova and the Wolverine on the first and the second and the third. You're actually waiting to turn 4 to trying to copy those cards to have as much as possible value from this deck. But if you don't care, just play it and just have a fun. Anyway, thank you much guys for watching. See you guys in the next video. Take care and bye for now, and just enjoy the highlight.